Hi, this is Yaffi Lvova, registered dietitian nutritionist with Baby Bloom Nutrition, and welcome to Nap Time Nutrition. Today I am joined with special guest Sara Kupfer, CrossFit trainer and body positive enthusiast and intuitive eating enthusiast, and we're going to be talking about joyful movement. So, Sara, what is joyful movement?
That's different for everyone, but basically I believe that movement, exercise, whatever you want to call it, should spark joy. Wow, I've been doing a lot of KonMariing lately, so spark joy is in my head. But whatever you're doing should make you feel good and should lift you up and should leave you in a positive frame of mind. So whatever it is that does that for you would be joyful movement.
So for me, it's Zumba. And sometimes yoga, if I can actually calm my mind enough. So what is it for you?
For me, it is 100% weightlifting. When I have that steel barbell in my hands, I talk about sparking joy, that sparks joy. And I have so much respect for someone who likes Zumba because I hate that so much. And I never understood, no, for real, I never understood what people liked about it. And it really bothered me that that's what people associated with exercise. And once I personally love CrossFit. Once I found CrossFit and the weightlifting aspect of it, and I realized how much I enjoy it, that's when it clicked for me that my love for weightlifting is like someone else's love for Zumba. And that's what makes them feel good. And that's so cool.
And I think that's an important distinction to make. It's an important conversation to have, because when you hear someone saying, I hate working out, there are just so many different ways to work out. So maybe one person doesn't like one thing and they like something else. And it's really important to know there are so many different ways to work out and so many different ways to spark joy with movement that you really should just try a bunch of different things to see what works for you.
Yeah, totally. I just want to add to that because I feel like this is one of the most common questions I get from people who have either never worked out or are coming back to it after a long break. And it's always like, but I really don't want to do it. How can I force myself to do it? What should I do? What's the best option? I don't know what just happened, but we're both still here and it's recording. There's this idea that Zumba or going on the treadmill or a step class or pound is the newest thing, which is fun. And like, if you love that, that's awesome. But this idea that anything that's cardio heavy is exercise. And there's so many super cool things that I feel like we just don't think about as options. And I know we'll get into this a little bit later. So I just want to point out, this is not for someone who just had a baby, but something like pole dancing. It's literally on the top of my list. No, it's not even funny. It's at the top of my list of what I want to try next, because that's amazing for upper body strength. And I still can't do a push-up, not a push-up. I can do push-ups. I still can't do a pull-up. And I know that pole dancing is going to help me, but I also just think that's so cool for empowerment and just learning how to move your body in a different way. So for me, pole dancing is one of them. Aerial yoga, weightlifting. I know there's definitely a connection between weightlifting and exercise, but most women don't associate that as an option for them. It's like something that the guys do in the gym, and it doesn't have to be that way. And I actually have a friend who has a barbell at home. I do too, but I train clients here. But she just has a barbell at home. She put a pull-up bar in her ceiling, and she does workouts that she likes to do at home. But there were a few other ones. Obviously, Zumba, pound, and the things that most people talk about. Pilates, you mentioned yoga, hot yoga. I'm not going to say cold yoga, but I feel like that should go next. But there's all sorts of different yogas, martial arts, so much fun, actually practically helpful, especially if you live in a crazy city. But yeah. Like LA, yeah. Alrighty.
Yeah. I have experience with martial arts as well, and it was a fantastic workout. Yeah, I trained for a number of years in capoeira, actually.
In where? In what?
Capoeira. It's Brazilian martial arts. And breakdancing came from it. So
no, wait. Oh my gosh, breakdancing is such a good one. Parkour, free running, all these things that I think they're so cool. Gymnastics, by the way, why is gymnastics some things that like middle school and elementary school kids do? How cool would it be if you could do a handstand?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I've been really appreciating the fitness challenge on your site. I know we're doing arms next, and I was thinking of posting something of me doing a push-up upside down and like a handstand push-up against the wall, and being like, so how many of these am I doing?
Right. By the way, my favorite t-shirt, just talking about that, because I'm in the CrossFit world, so I see this a lot. We do a lot of handstand push-ups, is where it says, this is my handstand push-up t-shirt, but it's upside down. So if I'm standing here, it's upside down. And then when I get into handstand, then it's actually, you can read it right side up.
That's fun.
I'm going to get one for myself when I can actually do that. That'll be my little treat, I feel like.
That's good. So speaking of motivation and treats, how does someone get back into working out? Let's say after a long time away, or maybe after a pregnancy, how do they get the motivation to start?
So, disclaimer, I'm single and I've never been pregnant or had a baby. I feel like I have to say that because what I'm going to say is like based on research and in my experience talking to people who have been through that and working with clients, but I want to like just put it out there that I know I don't totally get it. So try to listen with an open mind and hear what I have to say. And if there's like little bits and pieces that you don't like, that's totally fine. Just ignore those, but take what resonates with you. So I would say there's 2 points. Point one, which we already discussed, is find something that really, really feels good for you and that you enjoy doing, that you're looking forward to doing. And that might mean trying out a whole bunch of different things. I highly recommend for someone who's ready to get back, like full-fledged working out, to go try out different places, different gyms, different boutique studios. Most places offer a free class, first class for free, or even a free week. And I think that's a great way to be able to try out different exercises and see which one you enjoy. And then at some point when you're ready to commit, you can commit. Or ClassPass is also a super cool option, because I don't know if ClassPass is everywhere. Do you guys have ClassPass?
I haven't heard of it.
Okay, then you probably don't. It's for sure in like LA, New York. ClassPass, you basically buy, it's like a monthly membership and you have a certain amount of classes that you can use. And there's a ton of gyms who offer ClassPass classes. So let's say if I don't want to commit to going to a yoga studio 3 times a week, I can get a ClassPass and go to yoga once a week, go to CrossFit once a week, and go to Zumba once a week. And get in my different options. Yeah, so that's a super cool option. But taking it a step back, I think a huge part of that motivation is recognizing how important exercising is and the benefits of it. So the physical benefits, the way, like what it actually does for your body, bone density, increasing muscle mass, just really building you up so that you're better prepared for anything that happens in life. And also the mental aspects of it, the chemical changes that happen, the hormones that get released when you work out, all this fun stuff. I'm not a scientist, so I'm not going to like go into detail, but I promise it happens. Once we know how effective and how beneficial exercise is, I feel like it's easier to sort of push yourself to do it. And that sometimes happens. Like you want to get to a place where you don't have to push yourself, but that's normal if that's how you start. And that's totally okay. And I feel like, especially right after coming off of pregnancy, when your whole body feels different. And very often, like I hear a lot of, I feel like I'm in a foreign body. This is not mine. I hear a lot of, I want to get back to, my pre-pregnancy body. It changed. It's like, to me, I was just thinking about this a couple of days ago, and I hope this is not such an extreme like analogy, but to me, it's like telling your teenager, like, if you try hard enough to change your body, you can have your prepubescent body. Like, no, you can't, because it changed physically, physiologically. That's what happens throughout pregnancy and postpartum. Like, things happen in your body, shifts happen, and you actually change. Like, you're not the same body. So I'm not saying that you have to love it right away, but I think learning to get to a place where you're comfortable with that and using exercise as a tool to help learn your new body, to help you feel how everything feels when you move, get comfortable with it. Like, it's not going to be an instant thing that, you know, okay, this is my body, I love it, moving on. Like, that's not life. But use exercise as a way to really get in touch with it and just take some time away without distractions to sort of feel how that feels, and get to know your body a little bit.
I totally agree with that. I think that especially for someone who's getting back into exercise for specifically the mood control, which is something I discussed on last week's Naptime Nutrition, it can be really overwhelming, just the thought of getting away from the baby and going for a 1-hour class. That means not only getting yourself showered and dressed and all ready, but leaving your child with someone else. And maybe someone's comfortable with that. A lot of people aren't right away. But once you get permission from your doctor to move, it's really important to start off with something. And it could be taking the baby around on a walk. If you're, you know, it's 76 degrees in Arizona at the beginning of January, so I can definitely say that. But also there are a lot of wonderful YouTube videos where you can start, and I wouldn't suggest getting a barbell and doing a YouTube video learning how to lift weights that way.
Please don't.
If you're going for the weight training, you really need to be in a spot dedicated for that with the proper supervision, you know. But if you're going for some light yoga, if you're starting with some Zumba, or even some of the push-up and sit-up videos, you can definitely do that on YouTube, and those are anywhere between 4 minutes and 45 minutes. And that's a good way to start while the baby's sleeping. You don't have to get ready to go anywhere. You don't even have to have a TV, just on your phone, on your computer, whatever. Just start by moving. Come up with something for yourself and just do a 4-minute routine and see how that makes you feel. And you can just snowball on that. That's just start off easy. Be gentle with your body and be gentle with your spirit. And I think that's a great way to just get the ball rolling.
I love that. You said that really well.
Thanks.
I just want to add, not as exciting, but super important. I don't know if you ever discussed this, but for sure, the first 6 weeks after giving birth, no exercises other than breathing exercises. Breathing exercises are actually really important to rebuild your core. But after the 6-week period, when you're okayed by your doctor and your pelvic floor specialist, don't jump into any of these exercises that we talked about at that time. There's a lot that went on in your body, and it's totally possible that you can feel 100% good, ready to go work out, but your body might not be, and probably is not at the 6-week mark. There's still a lot of healing that's going on that you may not necessarily be feeling. So at 6 weeks, when you start working out, I would highly, highly recommend going to classes that are catered, like postpartum classes for postpartum women. But to really focus on rebuilding that core, which for a lot of people was sort of lost over the pregnancy and childbirth, and just focus on getting that back before doing hardcore exercise.
That's a really good point. I think that's great. And you mentioned the pelvic floor specialist. You did a video on pelvic floor issues and specifically diastasis recti, and I had posted that. So if you are on my Facebook page, you can do a search for that. And that's really good information. If you find that your general abdominal region is not returning to anything that looks like it should, and you feel like there's maybe a pouch there that's not going down, if you feel like, Sarah, maybe you can just give a rundown on the symptoms.
Yeah, no, you basically said it. Like, a lot of people feel like, you know, they're trying really hard to lose the baby fat that's not getting lost, and neither of us promote weight loss in general,
right.
But like, even if you're just exercising or feeling like you normally do, you know, look different, it could very well be that it's not fat at all. It could be it's not extra weight. It's just that the abdominal muscles have separated to make room for the fetus. And now that the baby's no longer in your body, for some women it comes back to normal on its own. And for some people, they need to just work on exercises to help tighten, of course, I forgot what it's called, but the tissue that basically holds the two abs together. So if that's still separate, it's sort of just like hanging and you feel like you have your stomach hanging out. And really all you have to do is work on those specific exercises to help close that back up.
Right. So that's a good preview into your talk that I should probably link to as well below this video so everyone can go see it. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. I'm very happy to have Sara with me today, and I'll leave her contact information as well for any of you in Los Angeles. Thank you for coming, Sara.
Thanks for having me. This was so fun.
I'm glad you had fun. We had a whole blooper reel going before this, but so thanks for coming to Naptime Nutrition. I'm always open to topic suggestions. I do personal and small group counseling. If you're in the Phoenix area, come to Toddler Test Kitchen and find me on Facebook, Instagram, or Pinterest. And if you're interested in the family meal planning boot camp, let me know and sign up for my newsletter too. Thanks, and see you next week.